Welcome to Bella Podcast. Pandemic. Dan An had just gotten into the car, turned on the engine and walked about 5 meters when he remembered that he had forgotten his watch. Not expensive, but for her job, not having a watch is taboo. She turned the car around and headed back to the grocery store. Uncle Two Gun was no longer on the plastic chair on the porch. Dan An parked the car and walked in when he heard the conversation. The voice of the fourth aunt. That girl, she works in the hospital, I don't know if there is any infection. This lady. Uncle Two's voice was displeased, making Dan An imagine his face was frowning. Dan An works as a nurse in a hospital specializing in cerebrovascular disease, a neurology department or something. Did you not hear that people with that disease will go to the infectious disease department or the tropical hospital? Say. But when I heard about the hospital, I felt scared. I don't know, it's best to limit it. Or from tomorrow he said it will not pass. She has the heart, all year, to help her mother like that, but she doesn't take a penny. Sometimes she buys things I don't take immediately, she doesn't even accept. Now that she said that, it's okay. How about taking care of your cheeks? I will do it myself. It must have been difficult, or worse, she kept spreading germs around, caught some disease, and then died without knowing why. Be careful there. I'm tired of her. Uncle Two Gun turned around and saw that she had been standing there ever since. Dan An was about to put on a smile so that everyone wouldn't have to feel awkward after all those words. But she saw, in Aunt Two's hand right now was a spray bottle, like the disinfectant spray in the hospital she used to use. Looks like you just sprayed around the sink. She forced her smile back. Second time in one afternoon. Mouth and say, I forgot my watch. The night shift was not peaceful. Two new cases admitted to the department needed close monitoring, along with an old case that became so severe that it was almost impossible for Dan An to put himself down on the chair, let alone take a nap. In the morning, she still had to sit back for more than 30 minutes to complete the administrative documents that she could not do last night. Although she had been used to the job for many years, these nights were still exhausting. Normally, after working at night, she would still drive home the next morning. But today, Dan An feels uncomfortable inside. Her throat was a bit dry, probably because she couldn't breathe at night so she didn't have time to drink water. Her mind is also swinging, something is not sober. So she decided to call a car from a motorbike taxi company. But struggling for a while in front of the hospital gate, Dan An still could not find a driver to receive the trip from the system. When I was the most tired, suddenly a female-style scooter, quite fashionable, came over. The driver wears a low-cut shirt, high-waisted jeans that hug the lower body. When the car came to a complete stop, its owner pulled down the mask he was wearing and called,